Former Donald Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort convicted on 8 of 18 charges. Paul Manafort's conviction on the 8 counts came in the same hour that Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleaded guilty in New York to campaign finance violations and other charges. Alexandria, former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort was convicted on Tuesday of 8 counts of financial wrongdoing, giving special counsel Robert Mueller a victory in the first trial arising from his investigation of Russia's role in the 2016 U.S. election. After almost 4 days of deliberations, a 12-member jury found Manafort guilty on 2 counts of bank fraud, 5 counts of tax fraud and 1 charge of failing to disclose foreign bank accounts. The jury in U.S. federal court in Alexandria, Virginia, said it could not reach a verdict on 10 of the 18 counts with which Manafort was charged. Judge T.S. Ellis declared a mistrial on those counts. While the charges against Manafort mostly predate his work on President Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign, legal analysts said the verdict was largely a victory for Mueller. Trump has repeatedly denounced the special counsel's investigation. Trump, arriving in West Virginia for a rally on Tuesday night, tried to distance himself from Manafort's conviction, saying it did not involve him. Paul Manafort is a good man. It doesn't involve me, but I still feel, it's a very sad thing that happened, Trump said. This has nothing to do with Russian collusion. This started as Russian collusion. This has absolutely nothing to do. This is a witch hunt and it's a disgrace. Manafort's conviction on the 8 counts came in the same hour that Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleaded guilty in New York to campaign finance violations and other charges. Manafort, once a powerful Republican political operative, stood quietly while the verdict was being read by the clerk. The 2 bank fraud charges on which he was convicted each carry a potential prison term of up to 30 years. But several sentencing experts predicted Manafort, 69, would receive a prison term of about 10 years. Manafort's lawyer, Kevin Downing, told reporters afterwards that his client was disappointed in the verdict and was evaluating his options. Mueller's office declined to comment on the verdict. Mark Warner, the senior Democrat on the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee, said in a statement that the Manafort verdict refuted Trump's repeated charge that the Mueller investigation was a witch hunt. He warned that any attempt by Trump to use his presidential powers to pardon Manafort, or interfere in Mueller's probe, would be a gross abuse of power and require immediate action by Congress. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said in a statement that the Manafort and Cohen cases showed the American legal system is working its will. He added that there have yet to be any charges or convictions for colluding with the Russian government by any member of the Trump campaign in the 2016 election. Graham issued what appeared to be a caution to Trump against meddling in Mueller's investigation, saying, "It's important to let this process continue without interference. Moscow has denied interfering in the 2016 election and Trump has said there was no collusion." No date set for sentencing. Ellis gave the prosecution until August 29 to decide whether to retry Manafort on the charges on which the jury deadlocked. As a result, the judge did not set a sentencing date for the other charges. After the jury was dismissed, the judge told Manafort to stand at the podium and told him to help prepare the sentencing report. The government and Mr. Manafort received very effective and zealous representation, the judge said. Ellis asked jurors whether they would like to have their names remain secret and they said yes. He told them, however, that they could speak publicly about the case if they wanted. Prosecutors accused Manafort of hiding from U.S. tax authorities $16 million he earned as a political consultant for pro-Russian politicians in Ukraine to fund an opulent lifestyle and then lying to banks to secure $20 million in loans after his Ukrainian income dried up and he needed cash. The verdicts completed a stunning fall for Manafort, a well-known figure in Republican politics for decades. While Trump has sought to play down his connections to him, Manafort worked for 5 months on Trump's 2016 campaign during a pivotal period in the presidential race, including 3 months as chairman. Forge of Empires, free online game, must-play city building game of the decade. Forge of Empires, free online game. Sponsored links, promoted links. You may like EcoWatt 365. Singapore consumers never overpay on electricity with EcoWatt 365. EcoWatt 365. Undo likely things. 20 historical photos they dare not show you in school. Likely things. Sponsored links, promoted links. Golfers today. Fan rescuers found this neglected creature. Vet had no ID. Golfers today. Sponsored links, promoted links. Recommended for you. Ex-Big Boss contestant Gazelle Thakral goes the Mandakini way, dons a wetsuit and raises the temperature. Ride Evie's death not an accident, it's a planned murder, says ex-cop. Undwa fashionable, sexiest striped maxi dresses fantasy according to Mana fashionable. Sponsored links, promoted links.